Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Many a True Nut, and welcome to the grand finale of Civilization 6, at least to this preview build, because please do bear in mind, I know the full game is out right now, but actually, the preview build and the full game are not actually compatible, so as a direct result of that, you are still seeing the preview build. All of this, the final few parts, had to be recorded in a big rush before the preview build was actually deactivated, which I learned was actually going to happen like a day or two before the main game launch. I learned that about 24 hours before it happened. So, we've had to rush the final few parts here. Luckily, I think we're at the cusp of a cultural victory. But before that happens, we've got all sorts of exciting stuff. We're going to be in space, a Roman in space momentarily. Very, very exciting indeed. But with tourism of almost 700... I've got to feel like that cultural victory is almost in our grasp. That's glorious. I struggle to see anyone stealing it from us, by the way. Domination, not a single person has actually taken another person's capital. It's been a relatively peaceful game, all things considered. Culture, we're looking very, very good indeed. Japan and Congo have some decent tourism going on as well, but I think we should have it. And science, well, oddly, the overall tab gives you a better view of science than the actual science tab does. Yeah, right now, 57 technologies research, 224 science a turn. Yeah, I'm not sure anyone's going to be topping that anytime soon. I mean, Frederick is leading one hell of a charge. I don't know how he's done it. I have no idea how he's got science up to 180. But, like, he's miles ahead of everyone else. I mean, Japan's actually done a pretty good job catching up too. But at this point, I'm basically 10 technologies clear of everyone else. I think we are in good shape. We've got a war with England, but to be honest, I've handled the war as pacifistly as I can, which is I've pretty much secured my border, locked down this whole area, and then I'm just waiting for England to send anything they want at me. But to be honest, they've kind of given up. Technologically, they're so far behind, there's just not much they can do. So, let's just crack on and launch a Roman into space, as well as doing what we can to secure that their cultural victory. Teddy Roosevelt oddly wants to sell us aluminium. I don't need aluminium. I've got aluminium. Why would I give you that much for aluminium? I do apologise again for my voice. I know I sound a little bit croaky. It's because, yes, I am actually quite sick today. I wouldn't have done this today, but this is literally the only day I was actually able to record the final few parts of this series, which is why I'm a little bit croaky at the moment. Now, Rome, I was at some point thinking could theoretically have a spaceport of its own, and indeed, a spaceport could be built relatively quickly, but no. Let's focus on the cultural stuff here. Get that broadcast centre being built here in Rome. That will actually be built very, very quickly. Oh, I like that. It's a complete historical mess, by the way. Most of these things aren't close to each other. This one doesn't even historically exist as far as I'm concerned. But yes, indeed, we do have a broadcast centre. Double down on that culture. Oh, Ravenna. Wait, Ravenna. Oh, my goodness. We've got a battleship. Get the battleship out to sea. Oh, yes. Oh, flipping yes. Oh, ho, 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 ho. 6 movement, 3 range, anti-air, ranged. All that good stuff. England! I've got a surprise for you! England, England, England. That little Renaissance era ship. Oh dear, it's exploded! Yes, stupid bastards. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that battleship, actually. Maybe I just take it round the coast and bombard any of England's units that happen to be standing too close to the harbour. Well, this is interesting. Flipping Pirate Island suddenly got crowded. The Greeks have flipping just settled here at Sicyon. And the bloody Scythians have just shown up too, potentially looking to settle around here. This is a terrible place for a settlement, lads. There's not much left. Unless, of course, you're literally only founding the settlement because you want the uranium. But no. Technologically, they'd have no idea that was there. They're too far behind, but intriguing, yes. Possibly, somehow they know. That feels like more than a coincidence, really. Also, keep on building those seaside resorts. More and more seaside resorts, lovely. Incidentally, if they're about to try and expand over here, I may as well kind of grab as much of this land as I can. Caravan pulls into Arretium. What can we do with you? Let's just make some money in good culture and science. Athens is normally a good bet, especially in what... Oh, actually, Baltimore's pretty... Oh, Baltimore's really good. Yep, get Baltimore underway. That should actually... That passes a bit too close to British territory, to be honest, but... Trading boats seem to not be targets of civilizations for the most part, so I'm sure it's fine. Ah, and my spy has made it into London. Beautiful. That gives us full visibility of what's going on over here in London, which is magnificently good news. Which is they've got, yeah, some AT crews. They do have some decent infantry to defend themselves with, but Nothing too much. Probably the best bet we can do is just gain sources for 8 turns. Let's make sure we're set up here. By the way, some knights have decided to come close to us, so we're just going to shoot them with machine guns. And they're going to... Ooh, resist. Resist, my goodness. While we're passing by, of course, it wouldn't hurt to potentially just pillage a little bit of London's land, just for the sake of just showing them who's boss. The Norwegians claim my seas are unprotected. I invite them to come and inspect my battleship and see how they feel about that, given these guys are the most technologically backwards people in the world. With the possible exception of the Greeks. Though in all fairness, the Greeks have done a lot to catch up. Yeah, probably Norwegians are the most technologically backwards on the planet right now. Ah, and my envoys are here. Lovely. Now, who theoretically could be displaced nice and easily? If I just shove one more envoy over to Vilnius, that will be equivalent to... Yeah, that'll be equivalent to a load of extra culture. Confirm that placement. Because now every single theatre square, and I've got a lot of them, is producing an extra 2 culture as well. Very good. And the remainder I'll hold back just in case America starts being a dick. Having 2 spare is not a bad idea. And pillage England, please. Lovely. Screw you. And the pillaging has apparently healed my AT crew. Not sure how, it just sort of has. I'm kind of hoping that'll bait-fold his AT crew, then we can just knacker his guys beautifully. Now, when Social Media Civic is complete, I'll get tourism bonuses for everyone I'm trading with. That means I want to trade with as many separate cultures as possible. Even though this trade therefore is not worth very much, I'm going to do it anyway for the bonus tourism from Scythia. Go, 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 lovely. And of course, yet more seaside resorts. Nice. And my scout has even discovered a new city-state. A bit late in the day, but there it is. Preslav. Military gives production bonuses. Your light and heavy cavalry units have +5 strength when fighting on hills. Very specific, alright. And the only resource they can give you if you rule them is sheep. They literally just have 1 sheep. Poor lambs. These guys have not done very well out of life. Someone has actually just taken a Tusa off me. Wow, okay. Scythia, meanwhile, wants coal and gypsum and will give me marble and ivory. Done. That's a good deal. Oh my goodness, we've got more flipping great people coming in. Who have we got flipping now? And even more writing coming in. Marvellous. Sure, 2 new books. Lovely. So he spawned Terretium. What do we have at Terretium where we could store books? We've got an amphitheatre. But other than that, not very much. So just move this to here. Then he can, then he can put his books in here. Then we'll just move one of them to... I don't know. Oh dear, we're running out of space here. Okay, I've moved the painting into the Hermitage, so now we can have 1 book here and 1 book in the palace at Rome. So you just head over here. Yep, off you go. Off you pop. Lovely. And write yourself a book, please.
I am willing to serve my country, but my worship I reserve for right, which is far greater than my country. To worship my country as a god is to bring a curse upon it.
Seems a bit serious and heavy for bedtime reading for my liking there. Lovely, so that's there. And we can now move that over to the Palace at Rome. And therefore we'll be able to get another book out of that guy later. Now, what on earth has happened to Hattusa, our longest serving ally and friend? Greece has barged in with 10 flipping envoys. Unacceptable. This is why I keep spares. There we are. We've got Hattusa back on our side. Greece. Okay. Behave, or I'm just going to come up there and smash you. You are technologically backwards, alright? This would not be hard. Greece is now just declaring the city as ours. We've literally been ruling Hattusa for millennia, okay? Just back off, Pericles. Now I'm curious as to whether this massive battleship is actually allowed to do any form of, like, looting or whatever. Yes. Yes, it is. And I've just found a submarine fleet. That's worrying. That's deeply worrying, because that submarine is actually quite flipping powerful. Right, I've found a secret submarine. That's a real concern. Begin bombarding it. Because I really, really want that thing dead as soon as possible. Because I feel like that thing could probably actually have me. You march your troops so close. No, it's fine, it's fine. I'm just passing by. I literally just want to destroy England. It's not my fault I'm passing so close. It's your fault for setting up cities so bloody close to England's. You know what? Screw it. I'm going straight over here to their university and I'm going to pillage it. Screw you. Yeah, I think it might be time for me to go. That submarine worries me more than a little bit. I'd say maybe just back off over here, defend our own waters, leave England be. And more books, of course.
If some wanderer leaving home come here to watch the night and with bowed head listen to the murmur of the darkness, who is there to whisper the secrets of life into his ears if I, shutting my doors, should try to free myself from mortal bonds.
Again, a little bit heavy for bedtime. So that's up to 7 tourism. At this point, we've got a lot of space, however, for some music. If we can get just another musician in, or potentially another artist, we've got a little bit of space there. Though actually, yeah, we're really running out of space. Pretty much everywhere, in fact. And I do rather have my eye on that guy there. A campus district providing +10 tourism. That extra tourism could be what just pushes me over the edge. Oop, our infantry's being shot from multiple sides, but I think they can just about take it long enough to just completely sack this little university. Oh, and Greece has taken a Tusa again. They desperately want it. And because they're technically actually further behind than us, they're getting a bunch of texts that are giving them free envoys. And I'm kind of past all those already, so actually they have the advantage. Right, pillage this university. Boom, ours now +25 science. That was so not even remotely worth it. Ah, perfect. Also, where the hell did that scout come from? Must be a remnant of that camp I cleared out before, blimey. And here we go, nuclear fusion in just 7 turns. That's the good thing about this much science, lovely. Sadly, I suspect I may have just pretty much sacrificed that unit of infantry just for the sake of burning a university to the ground, but it kind of feels worth it to me, just for getting back at England. Here we go. They're going to be, yep, sadly murdered down. That's fine. We burnt the university. That's all I wanted to do. I want the people of London to look out over their territory and see it burnt. I want them to see it on... Ooh. But first... the Space Race project, which launches a small satellite into orbit, reveals the geography of any unexplored corner of the world and marks the first step towards science fiction. Oh, I like the little cutscene. Oh, that's lovely to see everything from a new angle for once. And up it goes. And the entire map is suddenly revealed to us. Beautiful. Let's see if there were any, like, beautiful islands just, like, hiding away anywhere that we never found. Ooh, we never found this tiny island down here, but that was kind of terrible, so that's fine. What else do we have around here? We've got Japan. We now kind of have clear visibility over them. We know what's going on in this part of the world. We've got a trader over there anyway. We've got, actually, does this mean I'm just going to automatically discover any city-states I hadn't found already, just because I'm just going to be able to see them immediately? Presumably so. We finally get, Toronto! Yes, indeed, we have found all of the city-states. Now, Toronto, you are a city-state with, production in the capital, fine. Toronto, unique bonus. Regional effects from your industrial zones and entertainment complex are 3 tiles. Ooh! That's really good. So the benefits from your, like, 6 tiles go up to 9 tiles instead. That's lovely. What else have we got in here that I don't recognise? Yerevan. Well, I don't think we ever ran into you either. You're a faith person, but your unique bonus was apostle units can choose from any possible promotion instead of receiving a random promotion. Have you not got religion? I didn't know that was what they did in the first place, but apparently they do. Jerusalem we already knew about, and then only... Dan Madol. Again, way up here, no one really paying too much attention to that. It's a culture one, so that's quite a good one. And your districts on or next to a coast provide +2 culture. Again, bit situational, but not so bad at all. But there we are. There's the entire flipping map for us. And indeed, there wasn't much more that we didn't already know about. We'd already discovered Crab Island, of course. There was nothing else major going on in that part of the world. But yeah, nice to see it all. Very nice to see it all, in fact. Ooh! That's a ballsy Spanish colony right flipping there, right in the middle of Congo territory. Blimey. Oh yeah, Spain's really been kind of just expanding all over the shop. They don't really have like a core empire. They've just got like just little enclaves all over the place. Now Rome, how about we just do some campus research grants with you? Because I have a feeling that we'd actually quite like some great scientist points imminently, actually. Just to make sure we seal the deal. And while we could do the Manhattan Project, no need to worry about that. Let's just get on with putting Romans on the moon, why don't we? There we are, just get straight onto that. I'd say the satellite was good, the moon would be better. Tourism rises to 770, come on. We have got to be just about there by now. Oh, we are 1 tourist short. 1 flipping tourist short. Oh, we're so close. We're almost there. We're just going to do it any second now. Also, don't know where Scythia went, but I think they kind of decided, same as me, that this was just not a good place to settle. Now, you see, I would have just assumed I'd have won right there, as it's currently reading 201 out of 199, but maybe not. Hang on a flipping minute here. Hey, all that money that we don't use for anything, how about we just buy ourselves a nice little great merchant right now? There we go. And next turn, he just needs to walk himself over to a campus district and do his thing, and then all campus districts will start producing tourism. So, we'll get another big increase next turn. Lovely. Oh, hello. We've actually got trade options with flipping Germany all of a sudden. Nice. Okay. I will gladly help myself to some of that. Yeah, okay. Let's trade with Germany. Get some benefit from them. They're actually pretty darn good. Nice. Off you go, Mr. Ship. Lovely.
The worth of a culture is not measured by its accomplishments, but in how those accomplishments last and how they are remembered. The beauty that you have inspired our people to create will ensure that our culture stands for all time.
The worth of a culture not measured by accomplishment, but how those accomplishments last. Beautiful. So, there we go. But I tell you what, let's just head back in and finish this off. Apparently that was indeed complete. And I'm glad we managed to make it into space before we did. But let's just go and make absolute double sure. You wander over there into this campus and do your magic thing, please. Great, person activated, jump up and down, jumpy jumpy jump, and that should now mean every single campus is going to start producing tourism. Lovely. And there we are, victory at turn 330, 909 AD, admittedly as we've now got into space programs and all of that jazz. We got into that a little bit early versus actual history. Score victory, we were miles ahead of anyone else. I do not know what Germany was doing. Actually, I'm going to go have a look. I don't know how Germany has got its science so high after starting like so far behind. Is it just like expanded like crazy? Nothing much over there. It's got well, looks like about 8 cities or so, same as me. Maybe it's got actually, you know what, it does have its own religion, doesn't it? Except it doesn't actually seem to be following its own religion. It's actually following Spain's religion. Okay, maybe Spain's religion has possibly, yeah, let's have a quick look at Buddhism. See if I can figure out what's going on here and how exactly Germany ended up so strong. Also, apparently there's a trade routes tab. I've missed that. I've just found that now I've won, so it's probably a little bit late to use that, to be honest. Interesting. I just don't see anything particular they've done. I don't even see that many, like, big campus districts. Like, there's one there with the university, but there's nothing special about it, which is interesting. Somehow, Germany did really, really well in science, and I'm just not quite sure exactly how they did it. But we were getting there. We got ourselves into orbit, but we never got ourselves to the moon, and we never made it to Mars. We're getting to Mars. That's the trick a little bit. We didn't even kill England. We just kind of basically just kind of, you know, fortified our lines and just said, guys, if you want to come, I'll shoot you down. But I really don't want to. Please don't make me. Instead, we just focused on the good things in life. We focused on making sure, you know, in some ways, I feel I've kind of ruined this beach resort by building that offshore oil rig right there. Yeah, actually, in some ways, that's kind of undone the natural beauty in a lot of ways. As, in fact, did the revelation that our opera house was built on top of a deposit of uranium, but never mind, But I will say, Rome is lovely. Rome is just flipping wonder capital. Oh, Christ the Redeemer, the Forbidden City, the Bolshoi Theatre, the Great Pyramids, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, and we almost had the Colosseum too. There's the Hermitage up there. Skip over here towards flipping Cumae. We got, yeah, the Eiffel Tower and the Colossus of Rhodes, and the Sydney Opera House is not actually... Oh, hang on. You know what? One more turn. Let's see that thing be completed as well.
An opera begins long before the curtain goes up and ends long after it has come down. It starts in my imagination, it becomes my life, and it stays part of my life long after I've left the opera house.
And there it is, the Sydney Opera House. Oh, beautifully lit up. But, oh yes, the lighthouse actually works on it too. I was wondering whether it was going to work, but it did. Beautiful, and that is another world wonder there. Gorgeous. And I think our bonus has just kicked in there because we've gone up from 770 to 892 tourism there. On top of being, yes, 234 science and 237 culture. Oh, blimey. And a ridiculous amount of money. I think I've actually played a good game here. With the science and the culture and the amount of money we've had and the ridiculous number of wonders we've been able to secure, I think I've played a pretty darn solid game there. And that feeds straight through to, yep, the tourism is just running away now. Everyone wants to come and visit me. So why would anyone not just accept I basically rule the world? Because I have the nicest stuff. Gorgeous. Science, absolutely far and away ahead of everyone else. 58 technologies to, like, yeah, low 50s. Like, I don't know how Germany's doing that. Somehow they're producing a hell of a lot of science. Well done, guys. But we're still ahead of them anyway. Cultural victory, ludicrously far ahead. Apparently Scythia has the strongest military, 2,000. Ah, that might explain, actually, why basically There's not been major wars. No one's really taken the capital. Because Scythia are bros. Scythia are like the coolest, chillest people in the world. Scythia just like basically go around not attacking anyone and basically only attacking people if they're annoying. Like they actually did announce victory the moment you went to war with me. I love Scythia. Scythia are great. So probably Scythia have kind of acted as the world's police officers over on the other side of the world. And as a result, we've kind of had pretty much universal peace. That's nice. And I'm in 9th place on religious victory. Somehow I'm not last. Congo. Oh, of course. Congo actually physically can't do religion. That's one of the things. They don't have their own religion. They just absorb the benefits of whatever religion has moved into their cities. So one of the benefits must be producing a bit of faith. They've just absorbed something, or they've taken over a city that happened to already have some faith stuff in it. But yeah, that'd be why. Okay, we are effectively last, yes. And no one was seriously close to a religious victory. Hinduism and Buddhism were still fighting it out over on one main continent, and on the other main landmass. Britain came close, but actually, England seemed to have probably been a little bit distracted by the war they were involved in, because yes, in fact, America has managed to restore Protestantism to itself, and meanwhile I've mostly reverted to... Oh yeah, I'm not a majority anything, I'm just kind of a bit of everything, so as a result I'm not actually kind of listed here at all. And yes, indeed, America has taken the opportunity to reassert its own Protestantism. Very, very nice indeed. So Britain was nowhere near close to religious victory. And there we are, ladies and gentlemen, as tempted as I am to say just one more turn in order to let social media finish and then kind of put like the online communities up so we could have the plus 50% tourism output to civilizations which we have a trade link from, because that would be another big jump in tourism. We'll probably get that over 1,000 in fact. That would be lovely. And then, ooh, plus 10% culture per city-state you're a leader of. Ooh, plus 40% if you're just ruling 4, and that's not even that difficult. Those are some nice benefits right there. Or alternatively, we could of course build ourselves a thermonuclear device and nuke England, but I don't want to do that. That's not what I want to do. I just want a cultural victory, a peaceful victory. Now, let's see if maybe we can wrap this up by actually making peace with Victoria. Oh, Victoria, who has literally denounced everyone. It's no wonder she looks bloody sad. She's got literally no friends. Come on, Victoria. Let's make this work. Make this deal equitable. Cannot accept this deal. I'll tell you what. I will throw in some... She was won over really, really easily. I am going to give her some dies. Okay? I'm going to give her some dies for free. And there we go. Victoria, me and her, back to as it should be. Do you mind if I set up an embassy, by the way? Lovely. Shall we declare a friendship? Just so you know, so everyone knows bygones can be bygones. And too early for such a commitment, we will reconsider later. Well, that is fair enough. I have murdered a few of your people. And with that, we are back out. Everyone back inside our own borders, please. Lovely. And that's it. Just ignore the burning university. That's fine. Burning universities is something that totally, like, awesome culturally people do, right? It's probably fine. It's probably absolutely fine. So there we are, ladies and gentlemen. That is Civilization 6. I strongly suspect this is not the last time you'll see this on the channel. My only question now is, I don't know whether I'd like to kind of dive into this again immediately, i.e. the full release version, because I don't know if there's been small changes. I feel like I know the game a lot better now. I wouldn't mind diving back in now I understand it, and actually kind of playing a bit more with military stuff, a bit more with kind of, you know, the war justification stuff, kind of do some more interesting diplomatic stuff, have an actual religion, make sure I actually get a religion this time, and do something a bit more like that, and maybe explore around the world a bit more. In some ways, I think I've got a bit of a lucky spawn here. I had a very peaceful continent. You know, Victoria didn't want trouble for bloody ages. America never wanted trouble at all because he just didn't want war on his continent. And Greece got so screwed over by the barbarians, they never really expanded much outside of, like, the tiny little landmass they basically started on. So as a result of that, yeah, I had a kind of a pretty big open space to just kind of expand into. Though Pirate Island was a hell of a find. That has been an absolute flipping godsend. That's been amazing. But yeah, I've really enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments below if you'd be interested to see more of this immediately, or maybe something else first. Because there's a few other things I've been meaning to look at, you know. I wouldn't mind going and revisiting Stellaris, for example. That's recently had its Leviathan story pack, and it's that's gone over to version 1.3. So lots of really big, exciting changes to make that game a lot more exciting. I'd love to dive into that again. I have always said I'd revisit Total War. I'd love to do a proper full series on Total War. Rome Total War, maybe Medieval 2. I would potentially be interested in that. Let me know what you'd be interested in seeing. Like if it was a choice between, say, Total War or Stellaris or some more Civilization 6. Let me know what you'd like to see next, and I will certainly take that into consideration, ladies and gentlemen. But in the meantime, I've been John. This has been Many a True Nerd, and this has been the glorious and, you know, mostly peaceful, ignore the burning university, cultural victory in Civilization 6. Thank you all so very, very much for joining me on this adventure. I've enjoyed this hugely, and I'm sure we will be back one way or the other. Thank you very much, and goodbye. Has he got nipple tassels on? There is nothing less intimidating than a fat bloke with nipple tassels. I wouldn't kill him. We're standing on top of a pool of oil and he's holding a torch. I'm fighting the same guy 3 times at the moment. It is actually the same bloke. It's cocking Scotland, not the waste beyond the wall. This isn't Game of Thrones, it's just Britain.